Hello, good day from wherever you are watching us. You're welcome to our Wednesday live. Yes, this is Chema Odikolo. So let us know, where are you streaming from? Where are you watching us from? Let us know. Where are you watching us from? Let us know. Drop it in the comment section. What are your expectations for today? Where are you watching us from? You're welcome. You're welcome to our Wednesday live for today. And that, yes, thank you very much. And we are going to start right away. So today we're going to be discussing about the power of no. Yes, no, yes. The power of no, setting boundaries to prioritize what truly matters. So we need to learn the power of no. We need to learn how to set boundaries. How saying no to unnecessary commitment can help to free our time so we can have time for our children, for ourselves, and for our personal growth. So today we are going to have that conversation today. So you're welcome. So say hello, say hi. Let us know you were here. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Choma Odikude. You're welcome to the Renewed Parents Academy, where we grow, where we feast on knowledge, where we improve ourselves on a daily basis. And today, that is what we are doing. We are growing, we're learning. That is what we are doing. So please share this video, invite your friends and family so they can come to hear us. Yes. So we'll move straight into our conversation of today. Now, most of us parents, individuals, adults, we are drowning not because we don't have time. So the thing is that it's not as if we don't have time, but we have the time. We are drowning, but because we have said yes to too many things that don't matter. Most of us are drowning, not because we don't have the time. We have the time, but we actually say yes to so many things that don't matter, the things that are not so important to us in the season of our life. Now, the thing is that every time you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. So every time as a parent you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. So for example, if you're invited for an activity on Saturday, let me say you're invited for 3 activities on Saturday, and you have children at home, you have toddlers at home. When you say yes to those 3 activities on this Saturday, you're saying no to this time you were meant to spend with your children. So whenever we say yes to anything, whenever we say yes to something, to any activity, always remember that you're also saying no to something else. So you're actually sacrificing something. And as my coach will always say, there is always something to sacrifice. When you say yes to an activity, you're sacrificing something else. Now, the real question is, what are you unintentionally saying no to? What are those things you're unintentionally saying no to that you're not aware of? It's possible you're saying no to the connection you're spending with your children. It's possible you're saying no to the connection you're meant to have with your husband or your wife. It's possible you're saying no to your personal growth. It's possible you're saying no to things that will uplift you. So what are you unintentionally saying no to? That should be the question. When I say yes to something, when I say yes to this activity that is draining me, what am I saying no to? So that is what we need to reflect on. Now, it is very important for us as parents to learn to say no. It is very important for us as parents to set our boundaries. Now, why is it important? Why do we need to have boundaries? Why do we need to say no? Because as parents, in a noisy and a busy world, we are faced with so many noise. We are so busy in our generation. We are so busy. There is distraction everywhere. In a noisy, in a busy, and in a distracted world, we often overcommit ourselves to work. We overcommit ourselves to activities. We overcommit ourselves to social activities and social events. We sometimes overcommit ourselves to church programs. We sometimes exhaust ourselves, extend family demands. We overcommit ourselves to a lot of things. And sometimes it even stems from how we were raised, how we grew up, sometimes from culture, sometimes because I don't know what the other person will say, let me just commit. You overcommit to so many things. Oh my God, welcome, ma. I have my coach in the building, Mrs. Chiwema Ese. Thank you, ma, for joining us. We appreciate you, ma. Thank you. Sometimes we overcommit to a lot of things. We overcommit to work. We overcommit to social activities. We overcommit to even church programs. Sometimes we allow family demand to extend us. We allow family demands to stretch us. That is why we need to set boundaries. That is why we need to get to this point of learning to say no. And the truth is that sometimes most of us feel guilty to say no to people. Because I think most of us were raised, oh, thank you, sir, for joining us. That is my husband. Thank you. God bless you. We appreciate you. We honor you and we love you. Most times we find it difficult to say no. Most times we feel guilty in saying no. Most times we feel, oh my God, if I say no, I don't know how this person is going to react. When I say no to this activity, this person might just feel, oh, I'm just doing class. When I say no to this activity, I don't know how this person is going to feel. Most times we find it difficult to say no. You're in a group, you're in a WhatsApp group that is not serving you, that is distracting you. You have notification every day. You're not participating, but you don't want to leave. You don't want to leave because you don't know what people will say when you leave. We say no. We find it difficult to say no to people. Even when we are already stretched thin, you can see that this thing is stretching you. You can see that this activity is stretching you, but you find it difficult to say no. That is one challenge we have. You are in a church program that is stretching you. You're handling leadership positions in church and you have toddlers you need to look after. It's stretching you, but you find it difficult to say no. You are asked to take up leadership role in social events, probably your school old group and all that. You know this thing is stretching you, but you find it difficult to say no. That is why we need to have this conversation. Most of us end up giving our children and ourselves the leftovers of our time and energy. We give ourselves, we give our children, we give our husbands, and we give our wives the leftovers of our energy. When you come back, you're tired, you're pressing your phone, you're scrolling, you're chatting with people you're not even seeing. You're chatting with people in the other side of the world. Then when you're tired, when you now want to relax and go to bed, you now give your leftovers. You give your crumbs, according to how my coach will say. You give your crumbs to your children. You give your crumbs to your family. You give your crumbs to your husband. You give your crumbs to your wife. When your energy is drained, when you are tired, when you have gone for all the events they invited you for, on a Saturday, you come back and you give your crumbs, your leftover. When you don't have the energy, that is what you give to your children. And that is when you begin to rush your children. You don't communicate. You don't converse. You don't have conversation. You're not involved. You're there, but you're not there. That is what most of us are doing. So always remember, when you say yes to one activity, remember you are saying no to another activity. When you say yes to 20 programs on Sunday, remember you're saying no to the children you need to look after. When you say yes, I can see my husband, he said most parents are giving the leftover of themselves to their children. Yes, that's what most of us are doing. You go out for 100 events on Saturday and Sunday. When you're drained, when you're tired, when you're angry, you come back home and you begin to lash out. You begin to shout at everybody that come. You begin to attack everybody that come. Whenever anybody come, you remember all the problems in the world. You remember all the problems in the society. You transfer aggression. You transfer your leftovers. That is what some of us are doing. So whenever you say yes to something, always remember you're saying no to another activity. When you say yes to that event, that your work event that will take you 6 hours on a Saturday, and you have toddlers at home, you're saying yes to work event and no to your children. When you say yes to 20 or let's say 5 services or 5 mass on Sunday or after church activities, all those activities they used to hold after church, you say yes to them. Those ones that will take you 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, you're also saying no to the children you have to watch at home. So we should always remember. So this class is going to empower us to reclaim our time. We need to reclaim our time. This life is one. We need to reclaim our time. We should stop living life like, oh my God, tomorrow, there's tomorrow. No, we need to reclaim our time because our time is our life. We need to reclaim our energy. So many things are sapping us. So many things are sapping our energy. We need to reclaim our energy back. We need to reclaim our presence back by learning how to say no with purpose and love. Can you say no? Do you say no with purpose and love? Can you say no? Or are you always, I don't know what this person will say, let me say yes. So, this person will say, I'm not a good person he or she used to know, let me say yes. Can you say no with purpose and love? So that is what we are here to learn. So we can say a bigger yes. Learn to say yes to what truly matters. And what are those things that really matters to you? It depends on what you hold there. It depends on your family. It depends on your value. What truly matters to you? Your faith, your relationship with God, what matters to you? Your family, your children, your husband, your wife, your relationship with God, your personal growth, your personal development. Say a bigger yes to these things that matter to you. The question is, we need to get to the point of asking, what matters to me? What matters to me, not the other person. What matters to me? Shut your ears from the noise out there. Don't follow what everybody is saying and what everybody is doing, because people are just saying and doing what they want to do according to their value. What matters to you as an individual? What matters to you as a person? What matters to you as a parent? What matters to you as an adult? Begin to give yourself those things that matter to you. Your relationship with God is of more priority. Give yourself to knowing more about your God. Your relationship with your children, which is of more priority, give yourself to build that relationship. Your relationship with your wife or your children, give yourself with your husband or your wife. Give yourself the opportunity to build that relationship. Your personal growth, your self-development, what matters to you, begin to say yes to those things that matter to you and say no to those things that do not matter to you. That is the purpose. That is what we are here for. Now, what is the power of no? The power of no is the intentional and courageous ability to decline commitment. The intentional way or the intentional ability and courageous ability to decline commitment, to decline opportunities. Sometimes, even opportunities, we need to learn how to say no to it. We need to have the spirit of discernment. We need to learn how to discern, to say no to even those things that sound, oh, this is a sweet opportunity. We need to discern and say no to it. When you say no to a particular opportunity, always remember you're saying yes to another thing. When you say no to this opportunity, how is it affecting those things that matter to you? Remember those things we talked about? Those things that are more priority to you, your faith, your marriage, your relationship with your God, your relationship with your children, your personal growth, your personal development. Those opportunities, are they shutting you down? Are they preventing you from achieving those things that matter to you? So it's also our ability to say no to some opportunities. The courageous ability for us to say no to activities that do not align with our values, activities that do not align with our priorities, activities that do not align with the season where we are. There are some activities that do not align with the season where you are. You are a toddler parent. Some activities you have no business with them. There are some activities that do not align with our values. Everybody outside they are doing A, but your value says B. Why would you follow everybody doing A? It does not align with your value. There are some activities that do not align with your priorities. The priority of Mr. A is different from the priority of Mr. B. So why would you want to fit in yourself into the priority of someone else? So that is what no is. The ability, the courage to say no to events, to commitment, to opportunities, to things that do not align with us, to things that do not align with our values, with our priorities, with our season, so we can protect what truly matters. What is that thing that truly matters to you? If you must protect that thing, you must learn to say no. What is that thing that matters to you? What is that thing that you hold there? If you must promote that thing, if you must protect and build that thing that truly matters to you, then you must learn to say no. You must learn to say no to some activities, to some opportunities, to some events, and build that thing that truly matters to you. So it's not about being rude. It's not about being, okay, I don't want to do it. It's about being wise. It's about being wise, being intentional and purpose-driven. It's not about being rude. It's about we being wise. It's about we being intentional, and it's about we being purpose-driven. So you're saying no not because you're rude. You're saying no not because you don't want to participate in this activity. You're saying no because you are wise. You're saying no because you're intentional with your life. You're intentional with your growth. You're intentional with your process. You're saying no because you're purpose driven. You're saying no because you know where you are headed to. You're saying no because you know where you are going to. That should be the message we should send to ourselves. That should be the message we should tell ourselves. I am not saying no because I am rude. I am saying no because I have a purpose. I have a vision. I have a goal. I am intentional. I have where I am going to. That is what saying no means. Now, saying no is a form of love. When you say no, it's a way of even showing love to yourself. It's a form of saying love, expressing love. It's a form of love to your children. Because when you say no to events, to activities, your children get to have more of you. When you say no to those 101 commitments you have to do in a week, your children get to know and have more of you. When you say no, when you say no to your children get to appreciate you the more. When you say no, no is a way of even showing love to yourself because you spend time with yourself. You spend time with people that love you. You spend time with your loved ones. So no is a form of showing love. Love for your calling. When you say no to the other activities, you're showing love to your calling. You're showing love to the things that matter to you. You're showing love to the activities, to your personal growth, to your personal development, to the things that matter to you in this season of your life. The truth is that it's not everything that matters to us in our season. As you are, just check yourself. There are some things that will matter now that will not matter to you. There's something that will matter to you now, but in years to come, they will not matter to you because we all have different seasons of life. Some of us, our season, we have toddlers. Face that season. Deal with it. Give it your best and do what you have to do. Some of us, we are raising teenagers. If your season is different from someone that her season is raising, probably the person is raising toddlers. Face your season. Commit to it. Put in your best. Commit to your calling. When you say no to so many activities, you're saying yes to your calling. You're saying yes to your personal growth. You're giving yourself opportunity to grow. You're giving yourself a space to grow. When you say no, it's a form of love for your mental health because you avoid burnout. When you say no, you're loving yourself because you're going to avoid burnout. Because when you say yes to so many things, you come out tired. You come out tired. You come out burnt out. When you say no, it's a way of showing love. It's a way of even telling people, these are my boundaries. It's a way of telling people, this is the way I expect you to treat me. When you say no, you teach and you tell other people, these are my boundaries. These are the things I hold dear to me. And I also expect you to replicate the same thing. Boundaries are the distance at which we can love and the distance which other people can love us. So when you say no, you're also expressing your boundaries. You're telling people, okay, these are my boundaries. No, I can't get involved in this activity because I need to look after my children. I need to get to work. I need to spend time with my husband or my wife. You're telling people, these are my boundaries. And I need you to also respect my boundaries. Now, what are the reasons why we parents must learn to say no? What are some of the reasons why we must learn to say no? Number one, because time is a limited resource. Time is a limited resource. Any time we lose on earth can never be reclaimed. If you lose a second, it is gone and gone forever. If you lose an hour, it is gone and gone forever. That is why every day we grow. You're increasing in age. You're not decreasing. You grow. You don't get to 10 years and go back to 5 years. No, from 10, you keep growing. You keep increasing 10. You keep increasing when you get to 20, when you get to 30, 40, because time is a limited resource. So we must learn to say no. We must, as parents, learn to say no because time is limited. We have only 24 hours. Everybody on the planet of this earth have 24 hours. If you don't protect your time, others will spend it for you. If you don't protect your time, other people will spend it for you. Have you ever woken up sometimes? Probably you did not plan your day. Someone just calls you and say, I want you to do something for me before you know you're doing that thing. Before you know the day is gone. Or someone just calls you and say, my child is doing something. No, my child is having a school event. I would like you to be present. I'm doing something. I would like you to be present. Are you free? Can you come? We're doing this thing. Can you come? Because you have not planned your day. You allow other people to plan your day for you. So we must learn to plan every second of our day. When you plan every second of your day, you don't give room for any distraction. So time is a limited resource. We all have 24 hours. If you don't protect your time, other people will spend it for you. Other people will come in Infuse the activity into your time, and before you know, you say the day is gone. What have I achieved? I've not achieved anything, because you did not protect that resource, which is time. Our children grow fast. We must always remember, the moment we miss now, we can never retrieve later. The moment you miss any stage of your child, you can never retrieve it later. When your children are toddlers, when they pass the age of being toddlers, they have left that stage forever. They are not coming back to be toddlers. If you miss that stage, you can never reclaim it back. Our children are growing fast. There is this poem I saw somewhere. I can't remember. I think the person that wrote that poem is somebody, Helen Young. And that poem was trying to say our children grow so fast. There is time for everything. You know, in some way, the poem was talking about there's time to be pregnant, there's time to expect a baby, there's time for the baby to come, there's time for colic, there's time for nights waking up, feeding the baby at night. There's time when the baby will grow and start to ask you questions. And the person of this, the writer of the poem also said, there's time when your children will not even need your answers. There's time they will ask you questions. No? There's a time that will come, they will not even need those answers of yours. So these children grow fast. 18 years is very fast. So we must make do with what we have. You can never come back and continue parenting from where you stop. You don't stop parenting and come back and continue. Whether you're parenting or not, your children are growing. Somebody, something, somewhere is doing the work for you. Is parenting for it's either social media, your children's classmates, your friends, anybody. The society is doing the work for you when you step back. When you say, okay, I'll come back and continue. No. So we must learn to give in our time, because our children grow fast. And anytime lost, anytime you lose spending with your children, you can never ever recover it. So we must learn to spend time with our children. Another reason why we must learn to say no as parents, because saying yes to everything leads to burnout. When you say yes to everything, every opportunity, every activity, before you know, you'll be burnt out. Overcommitment makes us tired. When you're overcommitted, it makes you tired. It makes you irritable. It makes you resentful. Sometimes when you're overcommitted in a lot of activity, you don't find that you're tired. Anybody that comes to you, want to yell, you want to shout, you're not happy, you're not yourself, you're not happy. Do you get? Because you're overcommitted. Overcommitment also makes somebody to be irritable. Do you know that sometimes when you're irritated, just check it, probably you're overcommitted. Probably you're doing a lot of activities that you don't really have to do. Overcommitment also leads to resentment. Sometimes you begin to resent your children. Sometimes you begin to resent people. Not because they've done wrong, but because you're just overcommitted. That is why we must learn to say no as parents. A burnt out parent can't pour deeply into their child's emotional needs. When a parent is burnt out, when you're tired, you're fatigued, you can't pour deeply into the emotional needs of your child, because you cannot pour from an empty cup. When your child is having an emotional struggle, emotional challenge, you can't pour deep into that child. When you, as a parent, you're burnt out. Because when you're burnt out, probably you're tired, you're yelling, you're shouting, the child is angry, you now add more to the anger. You now shout on the child, tell the child, will you keep quiet? Shut up. Why are you crying? Why are you doing it? Because you're tired. You're burnt out. You can't pour in deeply into the emotional needs of that child. You can't help that child in personal development because you're burnt out. That is why sometimes, if you notice, when you're very, very tired as a parent, when you want to do something, probably you want to read a book, you just find that you're tired. So we must intentionally check our activities and say no to those activities that do not serve us. So the question we should ask ourselves, are you saying yes to everything except the things that nourish your soul and your family? What are you saying yes to? What are you saying yes to? So we must learn to say yes to the things that nourish our soul, the things that nourish our family, to those things that are of priority and of importance to us. Because every no creates a space for a bigger yes. When you say no to unnecessary meetings, you say yes to your family time. You say yes to family connection time. When you say no to toxic relationship, you say yes to emotional peace. When you say no to perfectionism, you say yes to being fully present. Every no creates a space for a bigger yes. Saying no helps us to protect our vision as parents. When we say no, we are able to protect our vision. Saying no helps us to prioritize our growth and our values as parents. When you say no, you prioritize what is of most importance to you. You prioritize your value. You prioritize your growth. When you say no, you prioritize and build on your health. You build on your family. You pour into your family. That is what saying no can do for us. So what are the practical strategies for setting boundaries? Number one, we have to know our core values. You have to know your core values. For you to set boundaries, for you to set this boundary of saying no, you have to know your core value. What is that thing that is of so much importance to you and your family? Before you say no, you must know what you are saying yes to. So before you say no, know that you're saying yes to something. So know what you're saying yes to. Ask yourself, what are the 3 important priorities in this season of life that I am in? Before you say yes, before you say no, ask yourself, what are the 3 important things that are priority to me in this season of life that I am in? What is that thing that can come and steal my time from these priorities? When you know them, you intentionally avoid these things. Now, we must also, for us to set healthy boundaries, we must use kind but firm language. You can say no without feeling guilty or apologizing. Because when you say no in a kind way, but being firm, you don't have to feel guilty, or you don't have to feel like, oh, I'm doing something bad. For example, when you tell somebody invites you for a program, you say, thank you for thinking about me. I so appreciate the fact that you think about me, but I won't be able to attend this event. I won't be able to attend this seminar. I won't be able to attend this meeting. Thank you for thinking about me. Do you get? And you can tell the person something like, okay, for right now, I'm currently focused on my family. I'm currently focused on some personal goals. I'm currently focused on some other things. When you do this, you don't have to feel guilty because you're telling the person no to this and yes to these other things that are of priority to you. Another way we can set strategies for our boundaries, we can set practical strategies for our boundaries to schedule your priorities first. Put time for what sets your prioritize your time. What is that thing that is of importance to you? Prioritize it. Plan it. What is that thing that is of importance to you? Put time. Set time for your God. Set time for your family. Set time for your marriage. Set time for your goals. Set time for your vision. Set time for those things that matter to you, for your personal development. Don't fill up your calendar with everyone else's request first. Don't fill your calendar with the request of other people, but rather fill your calendar with those things that are of importance to you, those things that are of priority to you. And we must learn to teach our children the power of no. And it starts from the home. Your child being able to say no to you, the child is learning how to say no to someone else out there. So don't shut that child. When that child says no to you, don't shut that child. Rather, teach the child how to be kind, how to be firm, how to say no politely, and also teach the child, okay, you're saying no, can I know why you're saying no? We must model boundary setting for our kids. Our children are learning. We must teach them how to say no. We must help them. We must build them up on how to say no. That is the truth, because our children are learning from us. Our children are picking up everything from us. So we must teach them it is okay to say no. We must be present as parents. We must be there for them. We must learn to say no to those activities out there and say yes over and over again to our children, to those things that are of importance to you. So we must learn to tell ourselves that we are present. So be a parent that is present with purpose. Be a parent that is present, involved, connected, committed, present emotionally with purpose. We do not need to say yes to everything to prove our worth. You don't have to prove your worth to anybody. You don't have to prove something to anybody. There's nothing to prove to anybody. Someone that has something to prove is someone that has a fixed mindset. Someone that has a growth mindset has nothing to prove to anybody. You don't have to prove anything to your schoolmates to tell them yes for being in all activities. You don't have to prove your worth, because your worth is already there. Your worth is in God. Your identity is in God. You don't have to prove your worth by saying no or saying yes to every activity. Say no boldly and wisely to protect what matters to you. Say no boldly and wisely to protect that which truly matters to you, because our no is our boundary. Our no is our legacy. Your no today is a legacy you're building, you're teaching your child. So say no to those things that don't matter to you. Say no to those things that are not relevant, not important to you in this season of your life, because your no today is your legacy for your children tomorrow. So what would you be doing differently? What is one thing you need to say no to in this season of your life? What is one thing you need to say no to in this season of your life? Who or what have you been overcommitting yourself to? What are those activities you've been overcommitting yourself to at the expense of your peace? At the expense of your purpose? At the expense of spending time with your husband, with your wife, with your children? What are those things? What are those activities you've been overcommitted with? You must learn to say no today. What would change if you reclaim even 1 hour of your day? Spending your day with your child, spending your day with yourself. What is going to change? So many. A lot of things will change when you reclaim your time. So I call upon us to learn to say no. I call upon you listening to me, you catching a replay, to say no to that one thing that drains you. Say no to that thing, that activity that has been draining you. Say no to that person that has been draining you. Say no to that request that has been draining you, to that request that does not suit your value. Say no to it. Say yes rather to one thing that fuels your growth. Say yes to the things that fuels your growth. Say yes to the things that will help you to grow. Say yes to the things that will help you to connect with your child and to your children. Say yes over and over again to those things that will help you to connect with your children, to those things, those activities that will help you to build a bond with your children. Say yes to activities that will help you to grow, because that is your first responsibility as a parent. So I leave us with this message. Our first responsibility is to grow. Are you growing? Are you developing yourself? Are you improving yourself? Are you saying no? Or are you saying yes to so many activities out there and saying no to your personal growth? We must learn to, will I say, to have a different plan, or assess our life and begin to say yes to ourselves over and over again. Say yes to your children over and over again. Say yes to your God over and over again. Say yes to your values over and over again. Say yes to your growth, your personal development over and over again. Say yes to your values over and over again. Say yes to your purpose, to your vision over and over again, and say no to those activities that do not fit in, that do not suit in this season of your life. That is the message. That is the power we have. The power of saying no. We have it. We can use it, and we should go out there to begin to use this power of saying no, because it is our superpower. So thank you very much for joining me. I believe you've got value from this class. Please drop it. What is that one thing you learned? Even if you're catching a replay, let us know what is that one thing you will begin to do differently. For me, I'm going to say no to those things that do not fit into my values, those things that do not fit into my growth, my personal development. I'll say yes over and over again to my God, to my family, to my relationship, to my husband. I'll say yes over and over again to my personal growth, to my personal development, to those things that matter to me. So drop it in the comment section. What would you be saying yes to? And what are those things you begin to say no to? So thank you for joining us today. I believe you got value. Please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Renewed Parent Academy. And please get a copy of my book, Becoming a Renewed Parent, and start your journey of growth. Thank you very much. Till I come your way next week, Wednesday. Do have a great day and see you later. Bye.